WCCS, Joe Dominguez, KRDO News Channel 13.
Right, thanks, Joe. And again, we want to allow people time to grieve. This is not to...
I don't know. It feels...
It sits weird.
Yeah, it feels weird to be out there for a scheduled news conference after people just found out they lost their homes. I mean, it just feels almost tacky, Matt. We'll go over to Matt now for some weather. But, Matt...
well, James,
it's news. We have to do it. We need to do it. We have to leave our feelings out of it, so...
Yeah, and this isn't a weather segment right now as well, and there is no good way to do this. I've had several emails that have been very critical of this, but this, unfortunately, at this point is part of the news story. And as the person with the mapping tools, I can tell you that I have been tasked with this, and I am simply doing it because it is my job, but there are pieces of good news in here as well. And we are going to focus on some aerial footage now of the northwest side of Colorado Springs that was the hardest hit by the Waldo Canyon fire to this point. And there are a series of aerial photographs that were taken yesterday that we are going to do in order sort of north to south across the Mountain Shadows area on both sides of Flying W Ranch Road. We don't do this to sensationalize this. We do this to show you the power of the fire that came into the northwest side of Colorado Springs. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. This is along Flying W Ranch Road. This is just up the hill from Vindicator and Centennial, where the Walgreens is, and you can see that the fire came into this part of Mountain Shadows. And I'll point out on this map, we're not going to focus on specific homes, but the variability that happened in this area. It's a lot like what tornadoes do, where it will flatten some homes and then leave one right next to them untouched. Flying W Ranch. Guys, I don't know if I can do this right now.
You go ahead and flip through. I'll go.
Okay.
I'll point it out. I haven't done a green wall. Do I have a green tag? No. Okay. Now, we do want to be sensitive here. You can see Chuck Wagon right here. This is one of the roads. The fire burned clearly down here. And again, we're showing you this because so many people have asked for it, but we understand this can be tough to hear. Homeowners, though, tonight are finding out if their homes were burned or not. You can see along County Court right here, the fire kind of burned around there. And Matt, we can go to the next one. And this one, okay, Flying W Ranch Road. You can see just exactly what Matt was talking about, how this fire kind of came through, and we saw this from the air today when we did our aerials. You can see the fire sparks clearly jumped over here and burned some of this right behind these homes here. So it appears to have kind of jumped into different areas when it sparked over, which we saw, unfortunately, we saw that live on the air because we had one of our crews up there in the area when it was just under a pre-evacuation order, and she got kind of stuck in there as it came over the hill, but she was able to get out safely, as was at this point that we know of everybody else. And then we're moving over to this next one here, and you can see Lanigan Street, Aubrey Way there. And you can see there's some damage to this area up in here. And we can go ahead, and that's probably enough on that one, Matt. Is that the last one we have? Yeah, I think that might be then the last one we have there. And again, we don't want to be insensitive to anybody, but we've had so many people come in, and we made the decision today to go ahead and let you see these. And clearly, it's not easy for us to show you these, but overwhelmingly, most people have contacted us, and they say enough is enough. Show us the pictures, and the pictures are coming out here. They've been published in other publications. So us showing you this, we have evacuees here as well, many people, and we have some people who don't know if they lost their homes. And we talked to them today, and they wanted to know. So we understand, and we are charged with trying to balance all of this. And the public opinion, from what we heard, was we want to see it. So we'll move on from that and get to the rest of the news. And clearly, as you can tell, this was not an easy part of the show for any of us, but
it's easily one of the hardest things I've ever had to cover.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, it's that thing where you order it, and I've read read some article in the Denver Post with somebody who clearly doesn't live here and isn't working with people who lost their homes and or working with people who were evacuated or still evacuated. Talking about getting emotional on the air, and are we taught journalistic integrity? And until you've sat here and
lived it, it's it's really hard thing to hold it together
I
because
tend by the book agree with that, but it's tough when we're here and we have to do this. But let's move on. Let's get you to the news. That's what we're here to do.
So a lot of people are relieved
Yeah.
tonight. It follows a day of waiting, wondering when they would return home, or in some cases to work or not return.
Yeah.
And we want to go live to John White now.